Although Microsoft has made efforts to enhance security, Windows as the most popular operating system in the world remains the most common target for cyber attacks. As a result, users concerned about their security often seek solutions that offer additional features and greater protection compared to Windows Defender, which comes as the standard solution from Microsoft. If you want to elevate your security level within Windows, one of the best and also free solution is Comodo Firewall. In addition to monitoring all internet connections, both incoming and outgoing, Comodo Firewall includes host-based intrusion prevention system known as HIPS. One of the greatest advantages of Comodo Firewall is sandboxing or isolated environments. Sandboxing runs specific applications within an isolated environment's sandbox, preventing permanent, irreversible changes to the system. When you visit the Comodo website, the link will be in the video description, you will see two options: free firewall and full antivirus. The first option includes only the firewall, which is free for personal use, and that is what I will choose. The second option is paid and includes antivirus, in other words, the entire Comodo security package. When you click on Free Firewall, the download should start automatically. If for any reason download doesn't start, just click the link that says "Click here" to start the download. When you start the installation, first click on the Option button, after which you will have the opportunity to customize the installation to your needs. It is recommended to first uncheck Import Google Chrome settings to Comodo Dragon browser, which will prevent the import of settings from Chrome, and then click on Components. Once you do that, you will see three applications. The first is Comodo Firewall, while the other two are optional, meaning you can decide whether you want to install them or not. Comodo Dragon web browser is Comodo's web browser. If you want to install it along with the firewall, leave this option checked. If you are using another browser, such as Brave, Firefox or another, and you do not wish to install an additional browser that you do not plan to use, uncheck this option. Internet Security Essential is a Comodo application that provides basic protection against online threats, such as viruses, malware, and similar. I will leave this option checked, meaning I will install the application, but you can remove it if you only want to install the firewall. After you make your selections, click on Accept and Install button, after which the installation will begin. Once the installation is complete, you will receive final setup options. By default, all options will be checked, but you can customize them according to your needs. The first option, Change my DNS provider to Comodo Secure DNS, if left checked, will change your DNS settings. Personally, I use a different DNS within my VPN and do not want this to change, so I will uncheck this option. Of course, you can leave it checked if you wish. The second option, Enable Cloud-Based Behavior Analysis, is useful for analyzing suspicious files. If you leave this option checked, you will be able to send files that Comodo has flagged as suspicious or unknown for analysis. I will leave this option checked. The third option is Sending Anonymous Statistic. I will turn this option off. The fourth option is changing the default search engine to all web browsers on your computer to Yahoo and setting Yahoo as a home page. I will also uncheck this option. After you have made all the adjustments according to your preferences, click on Finish button. You will then receive a message indicating that you need to restart your computer for the changes to take effect. In other words, for Comodo Firewall to start working. When the Windows restarts, a new Windows will appear that briefly explains the basic functions of Comodo Firewall. If you do not want to see this window in the future, check the option in the lower left corner, do not show this window again, and close the window. After that, you will receive the main menu of the program. This is the basic or simple menu, where you have four main options. Manage networks or internet settings. Here you can manage incoming and outgoing connections. Unblock applications. Unblocking applications that have been automatically blocked by the firewall or that you have blocked. Updating the application itself. And run virtual, running application in virtual or isolated environment. If you click on Tasks, you will first see General Tasks. Here you can scan your computer for any malicious behavior. It is important to highlight that Comodo Firewall will scan not only files and folders, but also certificates used on your computer. Certificates are documents that confirm the identity of active programs. They define the right that programs have, specifying which data, resources, or system files a particular program can access. Therefore, it is important that all certificates undergo a security check, meaning they must be signed and verified. Additionally, here you can unblock programs by clicking on Unblock Applications, after which you will receive a list of all applications that have been blocked. The program will provide you with detailed information about the application, including the name of the company that signed it, the location of the blocked application, the time it was last blocked, and the type of the block that occurred. By right-clicking on any application, you can choose to unblock it in one of two ways. Unblock for components shown in the Blocked by column. This option will only remove the current block, in our specific case, the firewall. Unblock for all security components. Selecting this will lift all restrictions on the application, meaning Comodo will no longer monitor it for any security issues. Of course, if you perform a complete unblocking and then change your mind, you can later remove that setting or modify it. You can also view the details of the file itself by clicking on File Details, as well as the rating of the file, in other words, whether the file is marked by Comodo File Rating System as trusted or not. One of the greatest advantages of Comodo Firewall is sandboxing or isolated environments. To use this option, click on Containment Tasks. You can run on an application in an isolated environment by clicking on Run Virtual and then selecting the application you want to run. Everything you do in the virtual environment can be undone by clicking the Reset the Container. In addition to running individual applications in the sandbox, you have the option to run Virtual Desktop. When you click on this option, your desktop will launch in an isolated environment, and everything you do here will not have effect on your main operating system. This is useful if you want to install and test applications, for example, to determine whether they are safe to use before installing them on the main operating system. When you finish the testing, simply exit the virtual desktop by clicking on the X icon in the lower right corner and everything you did in the virtual environment will have no effect on the main operating system. If you want a more detailed view of everything happening on your computer, you can change the main menu's appearance by clicking on Advanced View in the upper right corner, after which you will receive a more detailed report of activities on your computer. The moment any suspicious activities occurs on your computer, the program will alert you, as just happened to me. The program will also provide you with information about which application is involved, what the application is trying to do, and will allow you to decide which action you want to take. If you click on Allow button, you will give permission for the specific process to execute. When you click on Block button, you will receive three options. Block Only, which will disable the execution of the specific process. Block and Terminate, which will block the process and shut down the application that is sending the request. Block, Terminate and Reverse. This option will block the process, shut down the application that is sending the request, and reverse everything to its original state, in case the application has made any changes up to that point. If you don't know or you're unsure about what application or process is involved, it is recommended to choose the Block, Terminate and Reverse option, which will temporarily block the execution of the application and reverse everything to its original state. After that, you can do research using, for example, Google, Reddit or another method. If after research you confirm that it is a legitimate process, simply unblock it. Along with the option to block or allow an application, you can also create a custom rule that will be applied. You can do this by clicking the Treat As button. Although the program comes with optimized settings, if you want to further enhance security on your computer, it is recommended to make a few adjustments. Click on Settings, then on Firewall, and select Firewall Settings. The first option I would change is Enable Trust Connect Alerts. When you click on the drop-down menu, select the second option, Public and Unsecured Wireless Networks, which will alert you every time your computer connects to untrusted network. This option is particularly important if you are using laptop. Next, in the Advanced section, check the following three options: block fragmented IP traffic, do protocol analysis, and enable anti-IRP spoofing. These three options essentially block all suspicious IP addresses, perform protocol analysis, and disable suspicious activities. After selecting all these three options, click on HIPS, then on HIPS Settings, and then on Monitoring Settings. As you can see, all options are checked except the keyboard and computer monitor. The keyboard option disables keystroke monitoring, meaning if a keylogger is installed on your computer that tracks what you type, checking this option will disable that monitoring. The computer monitor option adds an extra layer of protection by allowing Comodo to monitor activities on your computer, including changes to system files, registries, and other critical system components. These settings are recommended in my opinion, but it is important to note that Comodo Firewall is an advanced program that offers many features. Therefore, go through all of the options and configure them in a way that best suits your needs. Thanks to everyone who took the time to watch this video. I hope you find it useful or at least informative.